So, I guess this is another story on how Kroger is the shittiest company in the world, and I am not going to censor myself at all in this because I am absolutely fucking pissed off right now. So, here's basically how the story goes. I needed to transfer because I was moving, so I transferred from one Kroger's to another. Lo and behold, had a little bit of complications. I work through my first week, get to the second week, and I'm not able to get into clock in or anything. They're not able to schedule me, anything like that. I'm like, okay, but there's a secondary concern with that. I'm not getting paid. So I work my first week, get to the second week, I don't get paid. I ask them, they say, oh, it's because you need to be reestablished in our system because you were terminated instead of being transferred. So I was like, oh, okay, that's not good. So I waited. I did everything that I needed to, and they said that they got me reinstated. So they said, okay, just give the people who do the schedule your hours that you worked, and they'll be able to get you in. Simple, right? Apparently not, because apparently I wasn't in the scheduling system. I was in the system so that they could see me that I was in their system, but I wasn't able to be scheduled or anything, which means I wasn't paid. So week 2 was not paid. I worked a third week, expected to get paid. The entire time I was told, oh yeah, you'll get paid, and I never ended up getting paid. They did eventually get me into the system, but unfortunately, they still weren't able to figure out how to get me into the schedule. So I told them, all right, if this is going to keep happening, after the third week, I am not going to work anymore until this shit gets resolved. I told the manager that, and he's like, I understand. This is extremely frustrating, so do what you need to do. So I do. In the time between when I told him that and now, I had a job interview. My roommate got paid. K, thank you. And we got our security deposit back from the previous place that we lived. If it wasn't for that security deposit, I wouldn't have my phone, I wouldn't be able to put gas in my car, any of that. I've been doing work for my grandfather just to be able to have a little bit of money so that I can actually drive around. But at the beginning, I want to say maybe Monday, I talked to the manager at my store again, and he tells me they were successful in putting in my schedule into like the scheduling software. However, I worked 3 total weeks at this Kroger. The fourth week, which was this week, I didn't end up working because I told them I wasn't going to work until I got paid. They told me that the previous week was all they were able to put into the scheduling software, which is a problem because they can't figure out how to get in the other 2 weeks that I worked into the scheduling software. Okay, that's frustrating because if they can't, I'm going to lose my mind. I am not going to have worked 2 whole weeks at a grocery store and not get paid for it. But it was progress. I was actually going to get paid. Yesterday came. Yesterday was Wednesday. I get direct deposit and I can get paid early sometimes. If I get paid early, I usually get paid Wednesday afternoon to Wednesday evening. I wait all day Wednesday, I get nothing. I'm like, okay, could come today because today is Thursday and that's typically when we get paid. I wait and I wait. Wait till about noon on Thursday, today, and nothing happens. Don't get anything deposited into my account. So I'm like, okay. He said if I don't get direct deposit, come to the store and see if I got a paper check. I come into the store, and long story short, they did not have my paper check. So this is week number 4, and I have not gotten paid for a single second. of my time at this goddamn store. I don't know how this is acceptable in any way. 1 week or two, okay, fine. It might take a little bit of time to get transferred. That's okay. Week 3, that's when you start pushing it. 4 weeks! And I have not gotten a single fucking cent from this store. And I am losing my goddamn mind over this. I don't know what else to do at this point. And I am so thankful that Kay's dad came to the rescue with this, because he made a post online about the shit that I've been going through. And within an hour of him posting that publicly, a union representative for Kroger called me because one of his workers found the post and showed him, and he was like, "This is unacceptable." He called me within an hour of that post going up when the managers and everyone working at the store that I'm working at couldn't do shit in 2 goddamn weeks. He called me, I gave him all the information. I didn't give him every single detail, but I gave him the general information of what's been happening. He took notes, I gave him an incident number from when I tried calling corporate, and he's already trying to work in order to be able to get me paid. This shit is unacceptable, Kroger. No one can go an entire fucking month without getting paid and not feel some sort of financial stress. If it wasn't for little bits of money that I've been collecting throughout these couple weeks, before I got the deposit back from our last place, I had $10 in my account. $10 total. That is all I had. And if I hadn't gotten that security deposit back, I would have had to have $10 stretch me across 2 more weeks of driving, of going to work, of driving Kay to work. All of that. There's not a lot of people that can last a month without getting paid, but in the situation that I'm in right now, I cannot afford this. So get your shit together, Kroger. And union representative, whose name I don't actually remember, thank you for everything you've done. Thank you, Kay's father, for actually doing shit and getting shit moving forward, because right now I cannot stand Kroger's. If it wasn't for the fact that this is the only job that I have right now, my ass would be out of there. Fuck off, Kroger.